Anybody really think that the Carlton Football Club would be 3-0? What a start to the season. What a start to season 2022. Round 3 is in the books. Welcome to the round 3 review. It was the Blues, 11 goals, 874, defeating the Hawks, 11 goals, 773, in one of the most intense quarters or passages of moments in time that I can remember us being on the winning end of. You know, my mind kind of goes back to Geelong 2020. That was pretty tense, but this was a good, great, gritty win. You know, and I think it has the story of us exactly where we're at. You know, today I saw what this group's capable of at their best. That first quarter. Oh,
Sensational.
was scintillating. So I saw what it's going to look like when it's at its best, which is scary. You talk about the forwards marking everything. It's scary, you know. And then we know kind of where we're at. You know, I know that we're going to be inconsistent. And I'm also reminded that we're not there yet. And, you know, Vossi talks about it all the time. Talks about how we're a work in progress and it's not the finished product, you know. And, you know, so the inconsistencies show up and then, you know, we almost lose the game. But the test was there. The questions were asked and the Carlton Football Club responded and we answered. And I couldn't be more prouder to be a supporter right now, knowing that we did it the hard way. You know, I want to give some serious credit to Hawthorn because I thought we mentally broke them in the first half. I thought we were that much better than them. And I wonder if that played into their mentality, our boys' mentality, knowing that we're a better side or that we were the better side. And it was almost as if Hawthorn just didn't lose their cool. They made some coaching changes. Things that we were doing in the first half were not working in the second half. You know, it sort of reverted back to the old ways of just getting the ball, bombing it long and not being composed. And all the brilliant work was not undone, but you can just tell that we're not there yet to be ready to do it for 4 quarters. But there's a beautiful lesson that we learned today, or a couple of lessons that we learned today, I thought, which I'm really happy that we learned them in a win, you know. And if we win this game by, you know, 5, 6, 4 goals in the end, you know, are we papering over the cracks? I don't know. What I know is over the last, say, round 2 and round 3, we've been seriously challenged and we've been put under pressure and we've been really asked to respond. And I think we've got to give our group full credit because they have responded and they've done what they need to do. And, you know, you look at the other challenges that were presented this week. You know, Mitch McGovern out with a hamstring, 3 to 4 weeks. A key pillar of that back line. A guy who's was playing his best footy. And it looked like he was really starting to lock himself in there and look forward to a really good season ahead, which he still will, but you miss him. Adam Sart, health and safety protocols. All of a sudden, you're debuting Lewis Young because Oscar McDonald was out from last week. Then all of a sudden, you're debuting Jordan Boyd. So you got 2 of your back 6 who are debutants. So the challenges were there. And then you talk about the coaching challenges on game day and Hawthorn responding and forcing us into a game that was not beneficial for us and, you know, coming at us hard. And some of the contests late in that game were phenomenal. You know, I really did enjoy myself with the footy, even though the stress of it at the end was hard to swallow. And I haven't really enjoyed it until pretty much now. You know, it's Sunday night recording this. It took a couple of hours, pretty much halfway through the fan cams before I really settled down and the stress went away. And then the realization that, you know, like we're 3-0. Like this is exactly the start that we wanted. You know, we're 3-0. We've been tested. We've been challenged. We've got learnings to come. You know, we've banked wins. We know that the season's going to be so unpredictable and we know things are going to come our way. And, you know, ultimately, I think what we want from this year is to see this group move in the right direction, you know, closer to a premiership than than what we are far away from it. And that's what's kind of happened over the last few years. You get to the end of the year and you're thinking, have we improved? And I know it's early, it's only 3 games. If you cast your mind back to 10 years ago, 2012, 3-0, we won our first 3 games by, I think it was an average margin of something like 9 or 10 goals. We absolutely demolished the teams that we played in the first 3 rounds, and we weren't really tested. And it wasn't until we got tested, it wasn't until the depth of the list was tested back in 2012 that we got found out and we missed the finals and whatnot. So we still have plenty of footy to play now in 2022 to figure out whether we're the real deal. What I'm really taking confidence in, and what I would assume our group are taking confidence in, is that we've been able to do it hard, and we've been able to do it, come away with a win, and know that there's still improvement to come. So that's exciting. I can sense the stress and the damage that we've all been through over the last few years. People really getting angry at individuals again. I just, I'm looking at it from a high level. I'm, trying my best at all times to stay in the moment, but also look at things from the journey and the high level that we're on. And I just think we're passing the tests, and I don't care what anyone externally in the media, other fans, opposition fans, I don't care what any of them are saying. It doesn't bother me. All I'm seeing is a more committed, a more focused, a more connected Carlton Football Club than what I've seen ever with this group. With this core group, this rebuild group, we'll call it. So, yeah, I mean, there were so many individual storylines today. I think our small forwards played really well, probably early in the game, and then maybe in that second half weren't as influential. I thought Mark Pittenet's job today was sensational. I thought Jacob Wiedering's job today was sensational. I thought Lockie Plowman, when he was manning up on Chad Wingard, thought he was good today as well. I loved the game of Zach Williams. I mean, Jack Silvani, just love him. Paolo spoke about him early in the week, how he's one of the most underrated players on the list, not only in the AFL world, but in the Carlton world and with the Carlton fans. And I think he was one of our best today. I thought Sam Doherty was the player of the game, personally. Just, he was everywhere sort of early, and then, the kick mark game was there, and then his last 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, I thought the way he lifted, knowing how much that ball was coming back into our defensive 50 off the counter, it was inspirational. And obviously, his journey and his story and where he's coming from, he's really assumed, I spoke about this earlier in the week, he's really assumed for me the role of our, kind of like Cruiser had it, that spiritual leader. Cripps has it for sure. Simo had it, but I think Doc is now that veteran soul player that we just draw energy from. He's just got something else, and he was heroic, I thought, today. I thought he was absolutely heroic, and I'm a bit sad that I couldn't give the player of the game to Jack Silvani, because I want to give him the credit that he deserves, but I just thought Sam Doherty was absolutely the player of the game. And, I'm relieved, I'm happy, as I'm talking, I'm starting to, come back into the moment and just realizing that we have waited so many long fucking years to just watch a Carlton Football Club team be just half decent, and just be half decent, and just to be proud of them for a period of time, rather than, losing 2 in a row and chasing tail and then winning 1, but then losing 2 and then winning 2 and then, so the fact that we start off on the right foot, I'm just proud of the work that's been put in. I'm very much aware that we've got a lot of work to do, and it's not the finished product, and we're not necessarily winning the flag just yet, but to see that we've started this way, and to see that, things are turning around, and to be alive and in the moment, and, aware that, okay, this is the turning point finally, is really special. And to be able to document it, I think, is also very special. So that's kind of my summation of the day. I really enjoyed it. 1-point win, gritty, determined win. But let me know how you saw the game. I know that some of you out there are still really disappointed and still really highly strung. I wonder if that will subside after a good night's sleep, and you wake up tomorrow and you see the ladder and you see, we're 3-0. But let me know some of your takeaways from the game. Let me know what you saw as to what needs to change and what needs to get better as we go on, because there's quite a bit there that I think we'll need to clean up. But I'll I'll let you chat about it in the comments. Enjoy it. We're 3-0. I can't stop saying it. We're fucking 3-0. It's so good. It's such a good time to be alive. We'll chat about it there. And as always, go the Mighty Blues.